Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of The Girls Lounge with your hosts, Liz and KT. Hello, it's Kennedy popping in real quick before we get into the episode. But this episode is a little shorter than expected. Basically, me and Liz had some technical difficulties from my side in terms of Wi Fi, but we still had a full half of an episode recorded, so we still decided to put it out for you guys. So, technically, part two of this episode will be out. So, we go through our regular intro all the way up to Song of the Week, but that is where the episode ends, and then what this week's episode was supposed to be, which is a Q2 recap, will be posted next week. But we still want to get an episode out for you guys, so thank you for listening / watching still, and I hope you enjoy the episode. Of course, like always, we are going to get into what we've been up to. And for me, honestly, I've just been enjoying the warm weather. Like, I've been sitting outside reading. We are under like a heat advisory, but like it still felt nice to one point.
Yeah, that heat advisory, I'm very much feeling it. You just like step outside and it's just straight up heat and humidity. I don't know if I'm enjoying it too much personally, but this past week I was babysitting, so I was in my nanny era, but it was only for a week, so I'm back to my normal life. But yeah.
Now on to faves of the week. So my favorite of the week is very simple. Rap music and Love Island. I don't know. In the summertime, it's like when my love for rap music comes out again, and that's all I've been bumping. It just, the warm weather, it just gives you that energy, and rap music also gives you that energy. So I'm just like hyped up all the time in the summer, I guess. And then Love Island, I am officially all caught up. Like, I'm gonna be sat every night at 9 o'clock for these new episodes. Last night's episode of the day, we're filming this on the 23rd. So the episode where they just dumped some islanders, like the people in the villa voted, yeah, that made me mad, but hopefully they redeem themselves tonight. But yeah, I'll talk about it a bit more later, but those are my favorites of the week.
My favorite of the week is sunscreen because with this heat, that UV, I'm feeling it. So my face sunscreens, I have like my regular one, which is one of those Korean sunscreens. I don't know the name by the top of my head. And then my tinted sunscreen that I recently got, it's from NYX. I think it's called Glaze or some. It's a small bottle with yellow cap, you guys, if you go looking for it. But I love those sunscreens, whether it be a little bit of a tint or just regular sunscreen. I feel like you just gotta add some extra protection because this heat, this sun, not playing around. No playing games.
And don't forget to put sunscreen on your face and your neck, people, especially your neck.
What KT said, we are not getting skin cancer.
Exactly. And now we don't have anything for Sports Corner, unfortunately, but we do have to circle back to pop culture because Elizabeth has something to say for you guys.
Yeah, you guys. So last weekend, when, of course, we have our dead weekend this weekend. So we're just going to touch base on some stuff from last weekend. Specifically, Kennedy brought up, I think I'm actually the one who brought it up. I know Kennedy put on the outline, but I'm pretty sure I'm the one that talked about it, but Dua Lipa's engagement. So this week I'm scrolling on Instagram, I'm going through my explore page, and I see Dua Lipa pop up. So I'm going through her posts and everything, because some people hate Dua Lipa music and everything. I think she got some bangers, not gonna lie. They're catchy. Some of them are catchy, but she's a really pretty person, you might not mess with her music, but she is a gorgeous woman. So I was going through her Instagram, I was just scrolling, and I'm looking at the ring, and I'm dang, her ring. First, let's talk about the ring, because the ring, it's normally I don't personally like those more chunkier engagement rings, but it is a little chunky and it has the diamond in the middle, and I think it looks so pretty. Why does she kind of got me wanting a chunky ring, and it goes so well with all of her other jewelry. Honestly, it's iconic. It matches her, it looks so pretty. And then I'm scrolling through her posts, and I'm seeing who it is that she's dating, who she's engaged to, and I realize who Callum Turner, right? Is that his name? I finally visualized who he is, and I love that man. He's an actor and everything. If you don't know who he is, I need you to go on your phone, go ahead and look him up, because I know you've seen him. He's that guy, whenever I see movies and he's in it, I'm always oh, I'm watching it because he's in it. He's an attractive man and he has an accent. I just didn't process that that's who Dua Lipa was engaged to. So I went through a moment of shock. I immediately texted Kennedy in all caps, and I was there's no way. I'm just extra slow or something, because what do you mean that's who she's engaged to? I didn't even know they were together.
And it's funny because I'm now, Elizabeth, I do not care about Dua Lipa enough to just randomly talk about her getting engaged. And I'm pretty sure we talked about them when they first started dating too.
Now that you bring it up, I'm pretty sure that we did, because we've talked about her before, and me and Kenny, I said, we don't really listen to her music. Obviously she got some the radio songs that like are catchy that you sing along to. But I just thought like when she put it on the outline, I was like, oh, maybe like everyone's talking about it on social media and I just been under a rock or something. No, it's because that's who she's engaged to. Like I was just, yeah, I'm still in shock. I think, wow, like honestly, the post that I saw of them, I think that they look really cute together. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like, obviously we don't know them as like people, we don't know their personalities, but I feel like my impressions of them, they don't like align, I feel like, but they look really cute. I can't even lie, I'm happy for her.
I agree. I think they're a really cute couple. And also, I have to agree with Liz. I just love the way her ring looks. And I personally am a fan of chunky jewelry. And I feel like it fits so well with her other ones. I'm like, I just know it's expensive just looking off like the band. So I'm excited to see what the actual wedding ring is going to look like. And also, I'm just excited to see like any wedding content if they even make any. But yeah, so we're happy for them.
That part, because honestly, I would all the Instagram stalking that I did on her account, I feel like I didn't see like a for sure like engagement picture, like I didn't see him down on one ring. I didn't see nothing about like we're engaged. There was one picture where like she's kind of like holding her hand out, but it was more like a dump. Like the whole post wasn't centered around it. So I feel like we're just gonna randomly see some like pictures in some post or something. But yeah, that ring, I was very much every single picture that her hand was showing, I was zooming in on that ring because it looks so pretty. And yeah, that's all I have to say. I wish I was her, honestly.
No, for real. And I think the news dropped like it was in an article she did, I'm pretty sure, a little interview where she was like, oh yeah, like we're engaged. And it's like, girl, now she just casually dropping that.
She would do that. Honestly, she does some iconic things. I'll give it to her.
And now we're gonna get into what we've been watching. So I'll let Liz go first because, like always, I just have too much time on my hands, and I always have more than Liz. So Liz, take it away.
So I like on streaming platforms, I haven't slacking, you guys. Like I haven't started anything new. I haven't finished anything, but on YouTube, I started watching Trahan's new YouTube series that he's doing. So he did like he's known for his like Penny series that he did a couple years ago, but right now this series that he's doing, and if you guys like are on Book Talk and everything, you know Haley, his wife, right? If you don't know them from that, you know them from the OG days, like me and KT do, but they're married and anything, whatever, right? But he's doing a YouTube series where he's visiting 50 states in 50 days to find the coolest Airbnb in the US. And he's like each day he's traveling to a new state and he has to spend the night at the Airbnb. And there's this like wheel of doom, and if they like donate a certain amount of money, then it's spun, and then there's like challenges and everything. But him and Haley are doing the series together. Like Haley tagged along, so I've been watching the series, and honestly, the videos, they're like 20-minute videos, but they feel like 10 minutes like when I watch them. I'm currently on day 6, I think, so I do have some catching up to do, but I'm very intrigued with the series. Like I will be watching all 50 videos, I think. And y'all, I recently discovered I have Apple TV, so I'm about to be unstoppable because I've been wanting to watch the Buccaneers so much, and I realized I have Apple TV so I can watch it. And there's this French series that I got some TikToks about today. Very much about to watch it. So don't worry, Kennedy. Next week I got you on this section.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of like TikToks and stuff about the Ryan and Haley doing a little road trip. I didn't realize it was like the coolest Airbnbs. I just knew they were doing like a road trip and they're like money involved. And low-key, I've been thinking about getting an Apple TV subscription like just for myself. The one subscription my mom doesn't pay for. Just because I've heard so many like Apple TV, like they might not have a lot, but what they do have is like really good.
Exactly. And you might want to look into it because if you got that like that family sharing plan thing, that's where we have it apparently.
Yeah, probably not because it's just me and my brother with Apple in this house, unfortunately. And so now for what I've been watching, not song of the week, lol. So Love Island, USA, the most recent season has taken over my life. Like I said earlier, I'm all caught up, and your girl had to do some binging. I literally had to like watch like 2 weeks worth of episodes in like a couple days. And I did it. So that's been my life. Well, I don't want to get too much into it because by the time this episode is up, my thoughts and everything is going to be so outdated since it literally drops an episode every day. But let's just say, quick spoiler maybe. I don't know. I feel like hopefully by the time this goes up, y'all are caught up. But if you're not, yeah, I just watched Jeremiah and Hannah get dumped from the island, and I was not happy about that. Not one bit. Ace, you need to leave. I think Ace and the 2 other boys, what's his name, Taylor and Nick, I think they're all jealous of Jeremiah and they're mad because the bombshell don't want them, and that's why they had to vote him off. And Hannah, honestly, it should have been a Maya and Austin for real leaving, because the girls explaining like didn't even make sense, because they were like, we wanted to dump someone who had the full experience. So you would rather dump someone who's actually going through the experience versus someone who's doing the experiment, going through the experiment, but is kind of like not connecting with people. What? That doesn't make any sense. And I will say Casa does start tonight, I think. So hopefully Amaya does connect with the Casa boys, because I really do love Amaya. Like, she is probably like my favorite Islander, to be honest, because she just has great one-liners. I love her personality. But yeah, that just really made me mad, and I hope all the girls get new men, because I don't like any of them. Like, even Nick, I was like, okay, I kind of like him, but like the way he treats Sierra, no ma'am, no ham, no turkey. He's just very rude, and like he wants to be open, but then he tries to act so like, me and Sierra, like we're number one, blah 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 blah, like we're so locked down, we're the strongest connection in here. But then he's still like, oh, but I want to be open and explore new things. Why? Like, and they keep saying, like, I do agree, like it for the past 2 weeks it was somewhat early days, but I feel like we're now entering the third week. I think halfway through we need to start locking down for real, for real. So I'm excited for Casa to hopefully shake things up. And then I started We Were Liars. Oh,
Before you get into We Were Liars, I have some comments to make. Which one is did you say Austin's the one that you like? Or Austin or Nick?
I don't like any of them. Oh,
Okay. But which you were just talking about one. Which one were you talking about?
oh, well, I said that I kind of like Nick in the beginning, but not anymore because of the way he is with Sierra.
Is he the like the with the flowy brown hair, or is he the
Yeah,
tall?
yeah, he's tall. He has curly hair.
Yeah.
He's white.
So I feel like all of these guys are honestly trash. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I've seen like clips and pieces because my sister is watching it and my cousin too. So I've like watched it with them a couple episodes, and I feel like all the guys are just so. I know that like obviously we're not seeing all the conversations that they're having, but they're just so superficial. Like they repeat the exact same thing with all of the girls. They're like even the new TJ man, baseball, 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 beach, beach, beach. That's all that man talks about. I feel like they're just all like so superficial. Like I know it is a dating show. I know we're not like gonna get into like deep conversations, but I don't know. They're all and then they're so quick. So a new girl walks in and suddenly their eyes are all set on that new girl. Yeah, I need all the girls to cheat on them. I need them to find new guys in Casa More because the guys are not it. And like the girls, I feel like the girls are trying. Like they're genuinely there. Like I feel like to find these connections, but the guys, I don't know about them.
And it wouldn't even be cheating because all the boys are like, oh, but we still want to be open. Like, but then they get mad when their girl, does something else with someone else or pulls someone else for a chat. Like, for example, Nick gets mad when TJ brings Sierra like a cup of coffee or whatever. But then he wants to be like, but we're still open. Like, sir, like you and Sierra are obviously not on the same wavelength on that front.
And then don't get me started on the tall man, the one that's like the whatever girl he's with, he's like, oh, like she's just like too much right now. Like she's already like love bombing me and everything. Like, but
Austin.
then yes, but then to her face, he's like doesn't say a single thing. He makes me mad.
Yeah, Austin needs to go. He should have went home last night. He really is the one that should have went home last night. Ace and the three, or no, and he sent his little minions. That's what people call it. They just, I think they truly were just jealous of Jeremiah. Cause I'm pretty sure Ace wanted Huda in the beginning, so that's why he was like kind of mad, because Huda and Jeremiah were kind of locked down from the beginning. And I was listening to a podcast earlier while I was cleaning, and they made a good point where it's like, okay, they got mad for Jeremiah being so locked in with Huda in the beginning. And so then he finally, breaks the connection kind of. Well, America kind of forced the connection to break because they coupled him up with Iris. So it's like he explored that then. Like he really took that to the chance, and they found out like we're just better as friends. And so then he explores another connection, like he's doing Love Island, and they're just mad because he's getting the girls that they want.
I will say I don't like Jeremiah. I'm not gonna lie. I think that he's very very superficial. So I'm kind of glad he's gone, but I think other guys need to be gone as well.
And yeah, I think that's all I have to say for Love Island. And then I started We Were Liars. I'm not that far in. I read the book, like when I first got into reading, like at this point, what was that, like 4 years ago? Because it was like during, I think, like senior year of high school. And I've graduated college, so it's been a while. But this is an unpopular opinion, but I really, really, really liked that book when I first read it, and I was super excited when I found out there was gonna be a TV show. Like, I still remember the plot twist, so that like makes me excited for the show. And it's funny seeing people who watched it, their reaction to the ending, because they like haven't read the book or anything, and so it's like funny to see them like be shook. But I'm like prepared for it. But I'm just more curious on to see like how it's gonna play out. I was gonna say the first episode, I was like, I'm not too sure. Like the story is told definitely in a way that you like have to get used to. But I'm like kind of invested. It's definitely a bit more of a serious show than I was expecting. Which like guess makes sense, but I just wasn't expecting it. But this was a nice surprise. So I didn't know that the girl that plays Caroline in Vampire Diaries is in it. She's one of the mothers in the show. So it's like nice to see her. And then the actor who's gonna play young Haymitch is in it. And wow, I'm impressed with his performance. Like he's gonna make such a good Haymitch, especially because he plays Johnny, obviously, and Johnny is kind of like rebellious, a little rascal, and that's kind of like the same vibe as Haymitch as well. So I think he's gonna do a very good job as Haymitch, and I can just so easily picture it. But yeah, I feel like the main people I have a problem with their acting kind of is like Gat and the main girl Cadence. Yeah, I think that's her name. Yeah, and their little like romance story. It's just kind of I don't really know about the acting, but overall it's like a pretty good show, I guess. I still just need to kind of finish it and watch it. They're definitely telling it in an interesting way. I'm like, how am I supposed to tell the difference between old and new? Like after the accident and pre or post? No, pre-accident and post-accident. But she has different hair colors. But I don't know. It just the way they tell the story takes a bit of getting used to. But overall, I'm gonna try to finish it.
I hate those shows where you can't tell the difference very clearly of the past and the present and just keep on going back and forth. Like it's a very like subtle like lightning change I feel like is what they do, but it looks the same and you're just confused the whole time. I feel like shows should just I obviously keep it just in sync, you know. It just confuses me a lot.
Yeah, and I don't want to spoil anything, obviously, but I know like her reality, let's just say her reality is not necessarily her reality. And after the accident, and it just, I'm like kind of trying to pick up on how the characters are acting and what they're saying. So it's like, I'm like, I'm kind of like seeing how the show really portrays that. And now we're gonna get into our song of the week, and we can actually play it for you guys this week. Yay! So I don't even really know how to pronounce it. You guys have definitely heard this on TikTok if you're on TikTok, but it's "Wham Whammy" by Pluto and not YK Knees. It's that Lululemon song, but I'm gonna play. So literally song of the summer.
And my song of the week is completely different vibe from Kennedy's, but I feel like it's like a summer song and everything. It's unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield. You know that song that's in all the 2000 rom com movies. Yeah. Like I said, completely different vibe from Kennedy, but it's still like that summer vibe.
We gotta have a spectrum of genres over here.
Exactly. We're all about the variety here, you guys.
This is the end of the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Do all the podcast things to help us grow, and we will see y'all next week. Bye.